With so many operators in the game right now, I know it can be difficult to choose one to grind towards when you're first starting out. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you 9 great operators for beginners. The criteria I'll be looking for are operators that are easy to learn, not too expensive, and that are competitive in the current meta. And at the end of the video, I'll be showing you some operators that I think you should absolutely steer clear of. So make sure you watch the video all the way through because some of the operators may surprise you. For the first operator of the video, we have Buck. Buck is a vertical play operator with an extremely easy gadget to get used to. His gadget being an underbarrel shotgun, which can destroy soft surfaces and absolutely shred the opposition. Another thing that builds onto Buck's strengths is the Gone 6 and flashbangs he has at his side that can allow him to burn ADSs and destroy utility. I would argue that Buck is the most versatile operator in the game, and that is why I think he is such a good operator for beginners. He can pretty much do it all, and even if you don't plan on playing vertically, you can get a lot of utility out of his loadout. Now for the next operator I think you should buy, we have Jackal. Jackal is a 2-speed 2-armor attacking operator that fills the role of roam clearing. His gadget is the Inox goggles. These goggles allow Jackal to see the footprints of defenders and scan them. When footprints are scanned, the defender that left them will be pinged repeatedly, and the more recent the footprints, the more pings the defender will receive. When playing Jackal, you want to be helping your team deal with roamers. You need to drone them out and then scan their footprints when they begin to fall back. The C7E or the PDW that he has at his disposal will allow you to take gunfights against these roamers with ease, and his gadget is extremely simple. So if you're looking for a DLC operator to pick up, he may be the one for you. Also, he is extremely cheap, being only 10,000 renown, which is a huge plus. Legion provides a set it and forget it gadget and a beginner-friendly SMG, which makes him a perfect choice for beginners. He is a 2-speed 2-armor that has goo mines at his disposal. These are mines that when stepped on by the attackers, they will produce a loud noise, prevent them from running, deal 5 damage to them initially, and it will deal damage to them over time until they pull the mine out. The main use of his gadget is to provide an audio cue to your team of where the attackers are coming from and to chip away at the attacker's HP. You want to set them up on staircases, common hallways, and other entry points to get as much intel and to deal as much damage as possible. Using his amazing T5 SMG, you can make aggressive plays off your traps if you so please, or you can decide to anchor in the bomb site. You can realistically use him anywhere, and this is also why I think he is an amazing solo queue operator, because you can use his gadget to give you intel instead of relying on teammates. Zofia is a very similar operator to Ash, but she brings a little more to the table than just fragging potential. She is a chunky 3-armor 1-speed that has the amazing M762 at her disposal. This gun is extremely easy to control if you're new and is one of the most meta assault rifles in the game right now. Her extra beefiness and her strong gun will allow you to win more gunfights when you're first starting out. As for her gadget, if you've played Ash before, you'll know how to use Zofia. Zofia brings an extremely easy to understand launcher that can shoot 2 types of projectiles. The first type of projectiles that she can launch are impact grenades. This is what makes Zofia so similar to Ash, because her impact grenades can also destroy soft surfaces and hard utility like Ash's breaching rounds. However, her other projectile is concussion grenades that will go off when they come in proximity to a defender. This allows her to burn ADSs, which gives Zofia a huge advantage over Ash, and it also allows her to stun her opponents. Now, keep in mind, when using her, your main goal is to clear the utility I just mentioned and to act as a fragger for your team. Just make for sure before you start taking gunfights or getting super aggressive, you get some utility out of your gadget. Vigil might be the easiest defender to learn on this list. He is a 3-speed 1-armor operator that fills the role of roaming, and honestly, he may be the best operator to fill it for a beginner. His gadget, when activated, makes him invisible to cameras for its duration. Drones do get a warning when his gadget is active, but they can't make out the exact location of where he is. Vigil having a built-in anti-drone capability is extremely strong, since drones are one of the main ways to counter a good roam game. It also helps that his gadget isn't difficult to use, since activating his gadget is just a click of a button. I will say Solace is better at filling the role that Vigil is filling here, but she is a way more expensive operator, and Vigil can still get the job done just fine. His primary, the K1A, allows him to excel in this roaming role as well. It has a comparable DPS, fast ADS speed, and low recoil. Outside of that, you just have to use your knowledge on roaming to best your opponent. Remember, wasting time is key. Focus on that and preserving your life rather than getting kills. Lion, like Vigil, has an ability that can be activated with just a click of a button. This gadget is his EE1D. The EE1D is a drone that flies above the map, and when it is activated, all defenders must stand still for a short time period. If they move, they'll be pinged repeatedly through walls. This makes Lion arguably the most effective operator for roam clearing situations. When playing him, you can have your team drone out roamers, and then when one of them is found, you activate your E1D. This will force the roamer into an awful position no matter what, and his good gun, the V308, will ensure you secure the kill. The V308 has a moderate fire rate, low recoil, and damage that makes it hit like a truck. So if you're looking for an operator that has high fragging potential and has an easy to learn gadget, Lion is a great choice. Mozzie is another operator that is extremely easy to learn and explain. He is a 2-speed 2-armor that brings his pests to the table. These pests will capture any drone that gets in their radius. A captured drone is then able to be controlled by Mozzie and acts as a camera for the rest of the team. You can use his pests to protect your roamers, or you can set them up on the bomb site to shut down late game droning. Then after placing the pest, your main job is going to be roaming, and you're going to want to have a great gun to get that job done. And if you're new to Siege, I think out of the 2 primary options Mozzie has available, you should pick the Commando. The Pizza and Roni has an extremely low magazine, which makes it a very high skill weapon to take advantage of. The Commando, on the other hand, has a much higher magazine capacity, and it has low recoil that is easy to deal with as a newcomer. Now, obviously, the choice is completely up to you. You can choose whichever one you want. But me personally, I think picking the Commando over the Pizza and Roni will do you new players a lot of good, considering it has more consistent damage, so you can afford to body shot, and it actually has a decent magazine size. Now for the next operator, Wamai, he is a direct competitor to Jaeger. Wamai's gadget is his magnets. These devices can be thrown onto surfaces, and when a projectile enters their radius, it will be captured. Once it is captured, the magnet will drag it away and the projectile will still go off. When choosing your magnet placement, you want to place them in a very similar way that you would while playing Jaeger. Putting his magnets near power positions and on the doorways to the bomb site will provide the most utility. But you need to keep in mind that Wamai's magnets don't destroy projectiles. They drag them away, as I said earlier. So you want to place them away from where your teammates are playing, because if not, you could end up getting them killed. Now, the reason why I have Wamai on this list is because of his guns. He has access to the MP5K and the AUG A2, both of which are some of the best weapons on the defense side. So the choice is really up to you. However, I think the MP5K is the superior choice, especially for beginners, since it has access to a 1.5. When using Wamai, I would recommend playing him as an anchor in or around the bomb site. You don't want to be roaming with him because you want to be able to deploy his magnets in and around the bomb site throughout the round. If you're roaming, you'll have to run back and forth to the bomb site every time you get a new magnet. Now for the final operator of the video, we have Iana. Iana is an extremely easy operator to learn since her gadget is just infinite drones at her fingertips. Droning is a super important tool, and getting access to an endless number of them is obviously strong. But on top of her easy to learn gadget, her loadout has access to the ARX and the G36C, which are both low recoil, solid damage firearms. This makes Iana one of the easiest operators to use in the game, and her frag grenades that she brings on top of it all gives her some real utility. So if you're looking for a new fragging operator to pick up, Iana might be the perfect operator for you to purchase. Just when playing her, keep in mind that your goal is to drone your team in and to take as much map control as possible. Playing passively isn't really an option when playing her. Now it's time for me to talk about the operators I recommend not purchasing when you're first starting out. The main ones being hard breachers. Hard breachers are a super important aspect of Siege, I'm sure we all know, but one misplay while playing them can single-handedly lose the round for your entire team. So I would take some time to learn Siege on some other operators before playing these ops. Just let your more experienced teammates focus on playing the hard breachers while you play the easier roles to understand. Another set of operators I would recommend staying away from are operators that I would consider to be site setup ops. These include Mira, Castle, and Azami. All 3 of these operators require an immense amount of map knowledge to get the most out of them, and if played wrong, they can cost your team the entire round, especially in solo queue when your teammates have no idea what your strategy is. These operators just require too much team coordination and map knowledge to use effectively. So I would recommend steering clear of them. But if you want some operators to main, picking any of the ones I mentioned in this video would be a great idea. Anyways, that about wraps up today's video. Let me know if you agree or disagree with this list in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your opinion. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, I make Siege content just like this twice a week, so go subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitter if you don't want to miss the next upload. And if you want to be involved in future videos, go ahead and join up in the Discord. I want to see the community get more active over there so we can start filming videos, so please go ahead and join up. Anyways, if you want to watch another video just like this one, I'll be popping over the screen right now that I'm sure you'll enjoy. I'll see you next time, friends, and peace.